Got it?
Yeah, we're good.
Cool, I'm here. All right, here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Merry Christmas almost. We are doing part two of our Christmas episodes, and today is really fun. I've actually been doing most of the talking, shocker. Uh, and we'll be talking about gifts for hard of hearing children and where my family tried their absolute best in the 1980s. And there are five memorable ones that I want to bring up today. So before I start, I do want to acknowledge that I'm very fortunate. I came from a family that was economically stable and were able to provide gifts for us. I don't want to be ungrateful in that we were able to live in such a way where we had opportunities in housing and clothing and food, and we were very lucky. So I do want to acknowledge that blessings that I've had while roasting them a little bit with some of the gift choices. I do want to put that up front, but at the same time, they've absolutely earned this episode. So sorry, mom and dad, not and uncles and cousins. You all tried, you tried, but there were five that stand out in my memory that I need to pick on you a little bit about today. So, Brad, anything you want to add before I dive into my slideshow?
No, I don't remember. I was trying to think if I had any like examples when I was younger. So like I didn't wear hearing aids when I was younger, unlike you. The only thing I can think of was something called a pocket rocker, and so it was this little like cassette player, but it had
Yeah.
like these singles for the cassettes, and they put it in, and I got one year, and I had so many problems hearing on it, and that's like really the only time I had a gift that I wasn't able to use because of my hearing.
Right.
For the most
Right.
part, like it wasn't an issue with me. So I was amused seeing your
Don't
slideshow.
worry. The patios do not disappoint in this category. I am going to absolutely roast my entire family, and I don't feel the least bit bad about it. So if our voices come in and out, we both have colds.
Yeah.
We're filming on Zoom. We haven't done Zoom in a long time. But we're both sick. We're not sure if we have the same thing. So instead of risking giving each other whatever the other one has,
Right.
so forget it. We'll just stop on Zoom today. So here we go. I'm going to
Let's do
share my
it.
screen. If I remember how to do this from the pandemic. Where is it? Here we go.
There we go.
Awesome. You see it? Open up
It's loading.
your
Loading.
loading.
I got it. There we go. Go for it.
So I titled this Not So Simple Gifts They Tried. Wasn't easy buying for a hard of hearing kid in the 80s, but let's take a look. All right. So picture Christmas, late 1970s to mid 1980s, to borrow from Sophia Petrillo of the Golden Girls. Easily one of the most epic toy times ever,
Yeah.
from Cabbage Patch Kids, G.I. Joe, Star Wars stuff. And there was this whole advent of toys that made a lot of noise. Because it was really kind of early on in the like technology, computer stuff kind of coming to the fore, as you'll see with my number one pick today. And it's it's something. Not the best sound quality, as we'll talk about. So yes, that's me. And that's with my uncle's dog. It was my first Christmas, so I was
Oh.
2 months old. And that's my uncle's dog, Winnie, who was this absolutely gorgeous, gentle giant of a sheepdog. He was just the best. And that's where my love for dogs started. I mean, look at him. He looks like a big
Oh,
stuffed
I
animal.
know. That's
Yeah,
beautiful. Where's his eyes?
they're under there somewhere. Uncle will shave him, but he's just a doll. And can we talk about my car seat for a second? I have a question for my mother. That did not look like the most stable, safest thing to put a child in. Like, yeah, I mean, look at that thing.
Yeah.
It looks like a plastic dishpan. And mom. So we'll have to wait and see if she comments. But what is that? Looks like the most unstable.
Maybe
Anyway,
somebody's holding it to like get you in the picture. I don't know. It does look precarious.
you thought my attention level was bad. Should be the rest of them. No, guarantee I probably toppled over. All right, Ma, weigh in on this, please, and you see this. All right, here we go. Anyway,
Go.
moving on. Let's talk about it. So, the question that I was on every mind every year was, what do we get Julie for Christmas? Our hearing impaired little monster. As you can see, this is me right here. I still make this face. Nothing has changed. As my brother CJ, my cousin Sherry. I don't know what's up with the bang. I don't know if this was one of those like little kid things where I experimented with scissors and I had to fix it. That's an unfortunate haircut. I'm not quite sure what's happening right there, but you can see my personality shining
Oh
through.
yeah.
So, like I said, they tried, but there were some misses along the way. We're counting down the top five today. Coming in at number five,
Yeah.
worst gifts for hearing impaired kids. Walkie talkie.
Yeah.
Great idea in theory, because there was a pack of us, my brothers and then my cousins, a group of 6 of us, all on the same age. And my Uncle Tony has this amazing house that had so many like hiding spots and multiple floors, and we just took over the place every time we got together. So in theory, getting the cousins walkie-talkies, fabulous idea, right? Great idea. We can communicate with each other across the house, all kinds of implications for pretend play and amp it up like our Star Wars acting out stories we were doing, all kinds of stuff. Here's the problem. Couldn't hear a thing.
Yeah.
Could not understand a word what anybody was saying. So I was always completely lost with the walkie-talkie. I'm a talker. I talked into the thing. God knows I bossed them around, but I couldn't understand what's coming out on the other side. The intention was there.
Yeah.
Sound quality was awful. Couldn't hear a thing. Not a great idea. All right, that's number 5. Coming in at number 4. Okay. Walkmans were the hot deal, like cassette tapes. Like I remember going to Strawberries in the Arsenal Mall with my own money and buying my very first cassette tape, which was Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA.
Nice.
Like that was like it, right? I still have it. It probably still works, but I wore that tape out. So I needed headphones to go with my new Walkman, and these were the top-notch headphones available for the time. Here's the problem: there's something happening. There's nowhere for these to go because my ears are already plugged. So over-the-ear headphones never worked. Well, I remember as a kid, I would make the metal headband as tight as it possibly could, and I would balance it on top of where the microphones were located. So I figured out a way to adapt to use it, but they were wobbly, even though the metal was as small as I could get it. They still wobbled around, so it was a constant adjustment. So, nice idea. Thank you for the gift of Bruce and Madonna, Duran Duran, all that other amazing music from the 80s. These didn't quite work. That's like giving me AirPods now as an adult.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It doesn't work for us. Leave us alone. We have our Bluetooth streaming. We're very happy. Number 3.
Oh.
It was actually given to my brothers and I think some of the boy cousins too. The Chips helmet set. Anything involving a helmet that goes over somebody's head, not great. Because again, if you cover up the microphones, cover up the hearing aids, and let out this horrible screeching noise, hats, helmets, you all tried. You tried. No. Now, as an adult, if you want to give me 1980s Eric Estrada, I'll take that Chips gift any day of the week. Send him over. But yeah, helmets, not a great idea, guys. Number 2. Does this really need any explanation, people? My own mother did this to me one year. Okay? I think it was middle schoolish. Because I love playing games, lots of friends, somebody was always at the house. I get this for Christmas. Read my lips. How do we survive, Brad, as people with hearing loss? What do we do all the time?
Reading lips, contents clues, everything.
The only person I could possibly play this with now is you.
Yeah.
Right? It would be like an evenly matched competition.
Right.
And even then, it probably wouldn't be fun.
No.
Nobody would play with me. I would wipe the floor with them every time. I think this game got played 2 or 3 times. Nobody would play with me because unfair advantage. I don't know what. Mom, again, picking on you, Ma. Why? What was this? And coming in at number 1, this thing. Good old speak and spell. I'm amazed that I'm literate. And I'm also amazed that I never threw this question, but maybe I did. The mechanical, flat, monotone voice on this piece of machinery, I can still hear it in my head. I can still hear it. And I never understood what it was saying. It was awful. Like, it just, oh, gosh.
I don't think this picture doesn't look like it. Did it have an LCD screen where it said the word?
Yeah, it had a little screen with like the old box.
Right.
And font on it. So that helped a little bit.
Yeah.
It was really not.
No inflection, right? You're saying it was just monotone. So like that's kind of how.
It was all monotone and like a very mechanical, flat tone voice. I couldn't understand that thing to save my life.
And tinny, right? I remember the toys. Tinny. We had some toys growing up. Like my brother had like a robot or something. You'd wind up and it would make noises and stuff. And all the toys in the 70s and 80s were just so tinny. The sound was so, like you were hearing like in the middle of a tin can. The quality was so bad. And it goes back to what we say multiple times, right? This is amplification, not clarification. And so when these machines are talking to us and they're not clear at all, we're lost.
It gets very frustrating. This is one of probably the most frustrating toy that ever did for me as a kid. And every time somebody brings up Speak and Spell, or I see it, or it's nostalgic, like gift, I just get mad. Like it's just not fair. But again, it comes back to access, right? So I'm
Yeah.
going to stop here so I can kind of get my
Yeah.
stuff back to the screen here. We talk about access a lot, right? And that was
Right.
one of those instances where sometimes we're just left out of things, and that's
Yeah.
one of those times. I mean, it was not everything was accessible, it still isn't, but as a kid, it was still really
Yeah.
frustrating. Speak and Spell, I'm telling you, that thing was the work of the devil.
I think about the game Telephone, right? We used to play that in parties or in school. That used to be the worst part, right? Because that game, even for people with good hearing, the point was that someone is going to mishear, and so everybody laughs when you get to the end of the line, and it's nothing like it's supposed to be. It's kind
Yeah,
of insulting when the whole point is to live like people who can't hear well.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was thinking, even the other day when you were here watching the Bruins, I put the Christmas decorations out, and I had the Charlie Brown and Linus from the Charlie Brown Christmas special, and I remember I pressed, I go, oh, they talk.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it.
I both were like,
What are you doing?
no, Linus. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Like, I know what Linus is saying only because I know the movie and I know the speech he makes in the movie.
Right.
Otherwise, again, it was another one of those animatronic talking
Yep.
little things. The two of us, I remember just standing there like, why did I think this was a good idea? We're not going to enjoy this experience. So then instead, we went and ate too many ghost pepper chips and burned the hell out of our throat. But
They were good.
probably why we're sick. Now that I think about it, that's probably the downfall. You think the
What?
ghost pepper chips started it? The ghost pepper chips? We both
Yeah.
had that song on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, right, because you had one and you were like dying, right? You got one with all the flavor dust on it.
That didn't stop us.
No, it didn't. No, we never said we were smart.
Anyway, I digress. So that's my tale of holiday woe and picking out my family a little bit. But yeah, I don't know what else. I guess.
I think we need to show off our sweaters, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
What do
yeah,
you have
so,
on? Yoda?
so yeah.
I got the
so-
Grinch. I have the Grinch today. There he is.
You got you're both green. I get Yoda, you got the Grinch.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yep. Just getting in
we go.
spirit today. This was a couple weeks from now from when
Yeah.
we're recording. So
Yeah.
that's it. That's all I got. What about you? Anything else?
I
you
don't
wanna
have
add?
anything else. I think it was great. I didn't. I was when you pitched this idea. I was like, I don't know if I have anything, but I didn't need anything. You just took it and ran with
Sorry.
it.
That's covered.
No, thank you. That was
So,
interesting.
anyway, this concludes our little Christmas series. We had one that we would have come out the week before this one, and then this is our final one, and we'll be back for New Year's. So be sure to keep a lookout for our New Year's episode.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
It's something special in and of itself, so look forward to that as well. So happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate, and good wishes, and we'll see you
Do
again.
you have a book?
Oh, God.
Go
Yes.
look for a book.
Go first.
I'll go
I have
first.
it in my pile. Hang on.
We gotta have to. So I don't know if you can read. There we go. So mine is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I read this like every year. I bought the ebook because it was in the public domain, so it was like a buck. I love the story. I love Dickens. I read Great Expectations like 3 times in high school between various classes, and I hated it in school. And then I read David Copperfield like 10 years ago, and I loved it. And so I read the Christmas Carol after watching every year. I watched the Muppet Christmas Carol. Love it. Best holiday movie for me. And so after watching it for like 5 years in a row, I'm like, I want to see how it's different. And of course, one of the big differences is in the Muppet Christmas Carol, there's
Yes.
2 Marley brothers. There's Jacob and Robert, aka Bob Marley. But in the book, Bob Marley does not exist. So, but I love the book. It's great. I love his style. It's very, it's long-winded, but funny for me anyway.
Tale of Chivo, Tale of Two Cities, right?
Oh yeah, I read that one too.
Oh.
No.
Killed me in high school. Charles Dickens and Thomas Hardy at the top of my list of authors
really?
that I do that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they
That's
got
what-
when they were
like-
publishing, they got paid by the word, and you can tell. They
can
were
tell.
very wordy.
So my pick is not Christmas related, but I just read it and I'm absolutely in love with it. Let's hear it for Almigal. This
Oh, cool.
is awesome. It's a great picture book about a girl who gets cochlear implants.
Oh.
And walks through the process, and it's just so well done, and the pictures are so bright.
That's awesome.
What I love about this is it's a finally a book that captures one child's experience in a
Yeah.
way that is teaching other kids about it.
Mm-hmm.
Kids that might be getting cochlear implants, kids that have a friend that has cochlear implants, but it's not preachy.
Okay.
And student in the book is not like the special friend that everyone learns a lesson from, because we all know how crazy that makes me when you start getting into the weeds with disabled characters in books. So it's really, really great. I mean, if I ever write a book, this is the kind of book I want to write. It's awesome. Not cliche. It's
Yeah.
not platitudes. It's not, all this feel good nonsense. It is really, really well done. So I very much enjoyed it. That
Cool.
was a happy surprise in a pile of books that I had taken out recently from the library. So pretty
Nice.
psyched about that.
Sounds good.
Mm. Well, now I will sign off. Happy holidays, everybody. All that good stuff. Best wishes to you. Be sure to be on the lookout for a New Year's episode. We'll see you again.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.